everyone, I'm Paul and this is part 5 of my timber frame shed project, and what we're doing is we're raising more posts and beams. You notice this post and beam here has a lot of weight over on the left hand side opposed to the right. You can see where it's all cut out, notched out. Shortly we're going to be pushing this up a little bit more, and then what we noticed, both my son and I, is that there's a lot of weight, or way too much weight on the left hand side. What it's going to start to do is cause the tractor arms to twist, and I can feel it on the tractor, and it's not a very comfortable feeling. And my son also notices it at the same time, and he's an experienced tractor or machine operator as well. And what we're doing is we're just discussing what we should do in order to get this up, and he's conferring with my other son there on the right hand side, because he can also see what's going on from the angle that he's standing at. So we're just talking about it here, and you can see as we move in. So what we ended up doing was we brought it back down, and then we put a strap. You can see the purple strap up on the top there, and my son that you had seen on the right that had the dark outfit on, he was holding a rope to make sure that the weight was not pulling it so much on the left hand side of the tractor. Here the boys are putting a ratchet strap up to pull the post into the tie beam. They're going to rig it up here. It only takes a couple of seconds once it's in line, and it's just to pull it nice and tight, and once it's pulled tight and flush against the tie beam that comes across from the other post, my son will put in some pegs and lock that post into place.
Okay, can you grab me a couple pins, please? I only grabbed 2, and I used them up already.
Yeah, when we were putting this post up, it was a little bit sketchy when the weight started to shift on the one side of the tractor. And also just pushing it up alone, as you can see, the tractor only goes up so high. And when I'm driving the tractor and I'm just putting it along, and then all of a sudden it gives that little extra burst. That gets a little sketchy at times, so when you're doing this kind of work.
I'll use that one in the less critical area. Thank you, sir.
The next section here, what we done is we put a couple posts together with the beam already assembled. We thought we'd give this a try. It's a big section. It's a really good amount of timber to raise with a smaller tractor. What my son is doing there, he's just setting up a couple ratchet straps. Those are going to be the secondary straps for pulling this beam up. He's just going to guide me slowly here, and then he's going to attach the come along. And what he's going to do, he's going to use a come along, and he's going to use the ratchet straps as a backup. You see here, I'm watching him as much as I can. I'm not trying to watch the beam as it goes up, because he's got the eyes on it, and my son on the far side as well has got his eyes on that side to make sure everything goes up safely. Now this process takes quite a bit of time. It's just like a slow inch by inch way to do things. You'll see here in a minute he'll start to get onto the come along. He just wants me to go up far enough where he's going to feels it's in a position for the come along, and it's high enough on the tractor forks. As you can see, I'm slipping the tractor forks down lower and lower all the time. As it gets closer to the edge, I just don't want that beam to come over the top there. So he's guided me really well. Now he's got the ratchet straps hooked up, and he's got the come along hooked up. And what he's going to do here, he's going to pull it as much as he can to raise it so that he gets the weight off the tractor. So we're just going to go slow here, and he's going to keep tensioning everything. The ratchet straps are basically the backup in case something goes wrong with the come along. So he's just going to tighten it up, and then once he's got it all tightened, he's going to get me to back the tractor a little bit and allow the ratchet straps and also the come along to take the weight. The boys were basically conversing back and forth. As I mentioned, my other son there, he's keeping an eye on things from the outside on the other side to make sure it's all looking fine. And my other son there, he's the one who's the directing everything that's going on here. So my son is just tensioning up the come along here, and basically in a minute here you can see they're talking, the two boys are talking about how high to raise the post and beam, because it's going to get to a point where it's going to want to tip over and go down or go over on the other way. So what we need to do here is we need to bring it up as high as we can, as high as what the tractor can handle, and then take the weight off the tractor and suspend it that way. And then what we're going to do, you see that rope that's down there on the ground, we're going to tie it and we're going to strand it going where the tractor is, so that what I'll do is I'll actually tie it around a tree. So back in the behind where the tree and the rocks are, that's where we're anchored for the come along, and then on the other way we're anchored to another tree with the big rope. That rope is tied as a friction rope, wrapped around a couple times. So as my son was pulling the post and beam up, that rope was tensioning it so that it wouldn't go over too far or too fast. All right, guys, we're moving on to the next section, and we've installed a large beam between the middle and the end post using the tractor with the tree picker, and attached to the tree picker is a 10-foot boom. The boys are up on the top. They're pounding in some pegs to lock the beam into place. You can see a closer look here at the tree picker with the boom attached. It gave us an extra 10 feet of height, which was really nice. We needed that to get that large beam up on the top. In a minute here, my son's going to climb up on the ladder and he's going to release the boom from the beam so I can back the tractor out of the way. This here is basically later on in the day. You can see the back wall and the middle section have all been completed, the posts and the beams. Later that evening, my son and I, we went out and set up the laser to double check all the base heights of the concrete pads, and we need that to ensure that when we cut the post prior to raising them up, that we do have the post cut at the right height. So there's three more posts to go up. This is the outermost corner, and then he's walking towards the center post, and then there's one more just behind where the ladder is. This is the next morning. My son only has a few hours to help me out here. He's got a 9-hour drive to get back home. So we're going to get the last row of posts up, and then he's on his way back. So from this point on, he's going to help me out through using FaceTime, and we're going to do it that way for the rest of the assembly. Some aspects of it I won't be using any assistance, but for some of it definitely I will need some assistance from him. He's very skilled at what he does. Also, he's very quick at doing the job, a lot faster than what I am as well. So I really appreciate all the help that he gave me throughout so far of this project, and he still is helping me online anyways. So the help continues and the support continues. So a big thank you, Skylar. Super appreciate all the help and your expertise on this job. Things have gone really well. Couldn't have done it without you. Let's just say it that way. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you can do so by hitting that subscribe button down below. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Gelling Outdoors.